Legal Match makes it very easy to find new prospective clients. As you probably know, and as you probably would guess listening to this, the leads are wonderful. There's plenty of different cases that come across my desk. And I think what makes things easiest for me is to be able to even use the app, which is available, to schedule consultations and to communicate with clients even through the system. So it seems like people are happy with the response time that I can provide through this system. And that makes me happy to be able to see a prospective client, see what issue, to respond instantly, and sometimes even to get them on the phone just a few minutes later. That speed is really important. In our practice, the legal practice, getting things done quickly, getting things done ahead of time, using our time well, that's all super important. I mean, there's almost nothing that's more important than that. I mean, obviously the work and doing the work is what we're all trying to accomplish, but the speed in which we can do it, the way we can maximize our day and our time, especially now these days, it's almost invaluable. Certainly, that's probably where I get most of my clients. So those clients that come through Legal Match are the ones that end up becoming clients. So it certainly impacts the business in that way. That's how we generate clients. That's how we bring in new clients and screen for prospective clients. So it's obviously there's a cost involved with that. In the end, though, the cost seems to be reasonable enough because there are a lot of clients that come through Legal Match. It seems whatever Legal Match is doing to get the name out there for people who are looking online for an attorney, whatever they're doing to make that happen seems to be working very well, because it seems that there's always enough clients for me to communicate with, or talk to, or engage with as prospective clients. I think what I would have to say is that it enables consultations to happen on the phone, or at least it enables the setup of the consultation to occur on the phone or through video chat or some other virtual setup. There was an app, Legal Match has an app for your cell phone, which is super helpful because then you don't really have to be in front of your computer all the time. If you're seeing a potential client who is looking for a lawyer, send a message, you can instantly respond. I can instantly respond through the app and communicate by email and by phone. What's great is even on the app, if I were to respond to a prospective client who has an issue or a question, once I respond, I can see the person's name and number generally in email, unless they've held that. But generally, I can see that, and that way I can just, right from that point, right to a phone call. And that's great because we're doing everything virtual, everything's digital. I mean, we're going that way anyway, and now even more so. The idea that the person can see my picture on Legal Match is helpful, so they at least have a face and they can know who they're talking to. And even if I'm not meeting them in my office, which we're not doing that much these days, the tool and the system enables the meeting to occur virtually or by phone calls. So I think that's really been helpful. I have to say, my customer service rep is great, and she calls me on a regular basis. And she checks in and she offers some assistance and help. Generally, I don't really need much though from her. It's usually just a hi and goodbye, everything's going well. But she checks, that's good. She's asking, she's calling and emailing. That's nice of her to do, and I appreciate that. Usually more than one or two a day, it's several per day, I would say. I don't respond to all of them. I'm not taking all of them. I'm not interested in all of them necessarily because they're across various practice areas, so they're not always right for me. There's always a lead every day, several, I would think. Well, I'd say probably half the people that I talk to become clients. I don't talk to everybody that's come across as a lead. What I like about Legal Match is I know how much I'm paying each month for the service. I've had some experience with other providers where the leads are just pushed out and you pay a rate per lead. I mean, that's fine and all. The problem with that, though, of course, is we don't know how much you're going to be paying each month, every year. And you're paying no matter what for every lead. So that can happen quick if there's a lot of leads and you're not really interested in the leads. You're paying for something you're not really interested in. Here with Legal Match, it's a little different. The pricing is different, fixed amount each month, so I know what I'm in for. And that makes things a lot easier for budgeting and for just general planning. Well, certainly I use the app on my phone regularly, and I also use the system by which I can indicate to a prospective client the days and times that I'm available for a consultation, which is really great because as opposed to just responding and just leaving open, I can actually say, I'm available on this day and this time, and list several days and several times. And that person can then respond and just book the meeting right then and right there. And that saves time, obviously. And we want to get things done quickly and efficiently. So anything that saves time and is efficient is great. So I definitely take advantage of that. It's interesting because the other side of that coin is the client can do the same thing. They can put days and times that they're available. And when I respond, I can actually then book the meeting through their availability slots. So that's probably the thing that I maybe didn't use in the beginning, but I use all the time now. I don't think I've ever, at least I ever responded without providing some times that I'm available, because that's how we get the conversation started. And we have to do that if we want to meet a client. I would say just start responding to clients, even if you're not sure if you're going to take a case. It's good to just practice talking to clients, because I think after a while, if you're new with this and you haven't actually ever brought a client in or generated business this way, or you're met with a client or a client and signed one up, so to speak, it can be a little bit nerve-wracking or make a person nervous. But the more you do it, the more you talk to clients, the better you'll get at understanding what a client would need, and better, I think, an attorney will become better at actually turning those leads into actual clients, because there is a skill involved with that. It's not always so easy, but the more you do it, the better. I think if you can afford it, it's definitely a good thing. There's definitely a lot of clients that seem to come through the system. As I mentioned, there's many leads, more than I would ever really need, and more than I can really respond to or what I want to, different areas of practice. I think that the system can be tailored pretty well to practice. You don't have to just have it as general response. I think you can tailor the system to certain practice areas. And I think if you're looking at that and you feel like you're able to afford that price point and it's going to generate leads that look promising for this attorney or that area, then it's definitely worth it. I think in the beginning, I remember before I signed up, I was able to get a sample of some of the leads that were generated in a certain practice area, or a certain sort of breakdown of what I could expect to see. And that was helpful too, because I got a chance to see what way are these clients, what kind of clients are actually coming through Legal Match. So I did that, and I looked at that and I thought, okay, these seem good, right? So then I decided that I would just sign up. I also think there's a guarantee, some sort of money back guarantee. I don't know if anyone's ever really used that, because you have to almost just not even try to get that guarantee to kick in. There's definitely plenty of paying clients that are available. Well, I mean, if you just wanted to do one thing and you didn't want to spend a lot of money on sort of like guerrilla marketing or any other creative marketing that you might think of, it seems that Legal Match takes care of that for you. And the marketing is really done. And the way I see it, that's what I'm paying for. I'm paying for the marketing. I'm paying for whatever Legal Match is doing to get it out there and to have people find the service when they get on the computer and Google whatever they're going to Google to find a lawyer. So to me, that is what I'm paying for, is the marketing. So I don't necessarily think there's any need to pay for other marketing. And certainly you could, and certainly that's fine. I've found success just with this so far.